Hi guys, what's going on? This is Namkraft and welcome to this is Starcraft English commentary. Let's continue on with the final groups or brackets of day 2 prelims, ASL S20. We are here to see the next group number 10. Now, Action versus Ample. We're going to be watching the final set number 3. So far, the score is tied up 1-1 between these two players. It is going to be Terran versus Zerg. Kind of a mix-up there with the drone, but Action is going to be able to actually eventually put down his his spawning pool. On the other side, we're going to be seeing barracks on the high ground. This is a little bit of a more careful build, not going for barracks on the low ground on Polestar. It's a little bit tricky here, especially with the early pool. So I feel like Ampo is going to be slightly advantage going to this part of the game. Let's see exactly how things are going to unfold here. Drone coming out to scout. I think he's looking forward to putting up a lot of pressure against the Terran player. But on the other side of the map, looks like the SCV is going to scout correctly. Let's see if the SCV can stop the expansion from coming up. He's going to try, and looks like Ample gets it on Action, and this is going to cause some problem for Action here. Of course, the SCV alone can take a single drone, but with two drones, the SCV will have to retreat. So we're going to be having an engine bay as well, just to block, and Zerlings will have to kind of, come down south and, be used on the ramp here. There's going to be a gas ticket. That's going to completely turn the build order around between Action and Ample here, especially for Action. He's got to have to change his build a little bit. Let me just quickly show you who are in this group number 10. Any notable players that we've seen. There is Ski, right? I think Ski is a Protoss player who was eliminated by somebody. Min Ji Ho. Who is Min Ji Ho? I don't know. Let me just look up my dictionary of players. Maybe he's in there somewhere. Min Ji. No, I don't know who he is. If you know who is Min Ji Ho, let me know. He was in group 10 and he defeated Skay, but he lost to Ample. On the other bracket, Action defeated a lot of players, but none of them are notable. So I guess that's it. That's going to be the end of those groupings. What else can we see? So we have group 8, right? And group 9, we have not seen the result of group 9, but in the finals, we will eventually see Bishop. Bishop. Haven't seen Bishop for a while. And then in group 11, we will have a few other players, notably Royal is going to be playing. So let's see. All right, anyways, back to this game. What can we see in the early openings? Looks like scouting SCV from Ampo is going to get sniped. He's got enough information to figure out what's happening. I think Action is going to be going for 2 hatcheries for now. Lair coming up has completed. He will possibly put down a spy, but look at how late the expansion is, so delayed, and Action is forced to be playing an aggressive style of Zergism here. It's not really what he wants to do. He wants to actually take a nice economy and then go for the mutualist harassment. We've seen some games where the Zerg player goes for just enough Zerglings, just enough mutualists, and they find a soft spot to destroy the Marines when they're moving out at the wrong timing. So let's see if that is something that Action is going to be able to accomplish here, because Ample qualifying is also a kind of an upset. I think it's it's not very normal that Action gets eliminated from ASL prelims like this. Is Action somewhere in the either ranking in the top 10 to them? Just quickly check. I don't believe he is. He's fallen so far from grace. Yeah, he's not in this list. He also in the previous season he's quite strong in the KCMs, but this is a different beast. And okay, Terran Firebat Corporal. I didn't know that the Terran Firebat is called a Corporal. Anyways, Zelle is going to try to get on the high ground, but there's nothing. He's going to try to attack against the bunker, but he's going to be facing against a huge amount of Marines. The Mutus will not make it on time. Marines going to try to attack, and one Zerling is sniped right away. 2 sunken, I think, is not enough, right? 1 Marine gets surrounded. No, not. And we're going to be having a sunken colony. The drones are going to get pulled here, but at the last minute, there's just enough forces from Action to hold. I mean, he knows all of the good tricks off the back, so Actually, he's able to hold here, and Mutus coming out. But keep in mind, this is 2 hatcheries Mutus. So already Ampo is so much ahead. He's so much ahead when he delayed that hatchery and, you know, forced the Zerglies to come out prematurely, forced the enemy to go for gas before hatchery is taken. And not able to have another hatchery on this map is problematic. Firebat checking out for the various locations here. I mean, Ampo is so ahead. It is going to be up to Action to have to bring the game back onto the course here. We're seeing 5 mutants moving across, 2, 4, the 5th one, there it is. And the angle helps Ampo a lot because he can just build the turret at the expansion first and then build it at the choke and then build it in the main. So that's the order of things. Anyways, Mutualist dancing, grouping up with the Marines here, some small engagement. This drone cannot expand. But I wouldn't be surprised if the drone expand on the low ground. Yeah, it's gonna expand on the low ground. I don't know if he saw the Firebat. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I'm not so sure. This Terran Firebat Corporal. But the expansion is gonna get taken. And at some point, Firebat will go down to check it, I think. But the question is, did Action see the Firebat? It's not so much did the Firebat see Action. Anyways, I guess this game we'll have a bit of time on our hand because these guys are not attacking anything, attacking each other. So first of all, I'm gonna thank my fan for your support in the last 30 days. These guys have bought me coffee in various amounts, but there are only 2 of them. Mr. Wang, there you go. Thank you. Can you leave a comment, please, Mr. Wang? I have not heard from you for several days. Are you missing? Are you alive? Because I'm quite sure Mr. Sea Goblin is dead because he has not mentioned anything to me in the last 6 months. But he's been continuously supporting me in the last 6 months. So he's like that Nakamura Satoshi guy, right? Either he's dead or he's forgotten the PIN code to his credit card so he cannot cancel the subscription he's got on my channel. Whatever the reason is, he's refused to speak up or to speak out, and that is fine. I still have to thank him nonetheless. So all of the rest of you, if you want to support me, very easy. European people use this Revolut account, longk. It's not me, but it's my buddy. So be sure to mention Namkraft in the description so I know that it's you. And then if you're an American citizen, use my Zelle, namkraftvn@gmail.com. If you're neither, just use your credit card or your PayPal account or Binance. The link to all of that is provided in the video description. If you cannot find them, let me know in the comment as well because sometimes the links are broken. Anyways, this Firebat is being very, very patient in the bottom left there, just hiding in the shadows. 11 Mutualists from Action. He's gonna just try to dance around this Mutualist. Alright, the Firebat finally arrived, and that is gonna be the signal for the drone to leave. You see how Ampo is doing just the bare minimum. If we send that Hydra a little bit later, you know, I don't know, I feel like the Hydras would have morphed. And if we send it a bit earlier, then there's nothing to attack, right? By setting it at just the right moment, he forced the maximum amount of damage. There's going to be double tanks as well as a dropship. I think dropship play is very strong in this spawning position because we have a direct path between Ampo's main base and Action's main base. Anyways, these 11 mid-top bridges with the +1 weapons upgrade is still very, very strong. One of the weak mutuals possibly need to get pulled back. You don't want to use that mutualist. Anyways, Guardians, nicely done. Oh my god, getting a tank is very, very effective way to lose the game by Ampo. But it's gonna be the Marines try to catch the tank from the back. The Valkyrie is there, and this tank will start to take snaps at that base. And Action has got some lurkers waiting patiently. Sunken's are coming up. The tank's going to be in position now. He's going to attack against one of the forwards. Sunken will fall very, very quickly. Behind his Guardians are going to get buffed. I mean, he's forced to go for Guardian because he could not get the Defiler on time. So that's slightly unfortunate. If he's careful, he's going to get more Hydras. Very bad micro from Action. I'm very certain he might get eliminated from ASL, but it was nice to get the Guardians, the Valkyries destroyed. A single pair of Sunken is able to help out here, but those tanks are eating away at the Sunkens at an alarming rate. We have a Lurker out to support, and there are no science vessels. Keep that in mind. Are we seeing Guardians yet? Looks like he's not morphing Guardians. Maybe he thinks he's got enough to cover. But the next unit is coming through, and looks like there's no scan. Finally, there is scanned. and he will get these units, but it took a bit of, and now that tank will fall. Nicely done by action, and Ampo is kind of crumbling here. At the last minute, the Defiler arrived. Defiler might fall. Defiler is still alive. The tanks get sniped. One tank is gone. The hatchery is gonna fall now. If we can get the hatchery now, it's gonna be great. The hatchery is gonna falling. Destroy the hatchery. Hatchery gone. So even if you have if you have a Defiler, it doesn't mean anything because you have to remake and wonder what is this cocoon. And Guardians are here. We have 3 Guardians, and that cocoon is gonna get sniped. But the Guardians on the high ground will be attacked nicely. I think the hatchery cannot even be recreated. Where's the Defiler? There's gonna be more attack on the on the base of the map, and Ampo's gotta start to make a raid now. I think Guardians will come out, and this tank has retreated. So Action should plan down his whatever he plans to plan down. He needs to do it right now. Looks like Guardians are not yet attacking. We are all waiting patiently. These Guardians are gonna get pushed back, and Action has replanted his hatchery. I believe this base has got nothing, but there's a Defiler in here, so he's gonna be able to support nicely. He might just preemptively just put down that Blake just to not, excuse me, that Dark Sun to be sure. And these Guardians are buying a lot of time. We need to have a raid or something like that, but there's a single starport. When you go for a single starport build, this kind of Guardian build is very, very effective. Looks like Ampo is sending the rest of the forces towards the bottom left. I mean, the game is so balanced. If Action didn't lose that hatchery, then Action would be clearly in the lead. But the fact that Action lost the hatchery, it really, really changed the fate of the game. And now one Guardian gets sniped. But there's going to be more attack. This raid is going to fall. Yes, the raid dies. Yes or no? No, the raid is still alive. But Ampo is not allowed to mine. These tanks are going to come forward, and he will destroy the sunken shore. That's fine. But what's beyond that? The science doesn't need to go to work. On that Defiler, and these Guardians with the Mutas and the Scourges are providing very, very nice coverage. Now Defiler is going to move forward. The tanks need to unsiege the Firebat. Could not help at all. So Ampo is going to get pushed back, and the game is slowly going back into Action's favor here. Right, looks like this command center is going to land, so that's nice. We even have a what is that? Those things called? Yeah, that purple stuff. Devourer, there we go. Finally, we know that it's gonna be Devourer, but this mute is gonna get destroyed, and we only have a single Guardians remaining. It will get pushed back. Goliaths have been made. Action 80 supply, Ampo 112, and losing that hatchery really make this game fun to watch, man. If that hatchery was not destroyed, Action will be clearly in the win. But now we're gonna be having a game on our hands here. 30-minute, almost 40-minute mark of the game. 120 supply for Ampo, 83 for Action. Action is gonna have to come back here. He's gonna try to move forward with a single lurker. He gets it created nicely. Then sending a single lurker is very, very effective because no splash damage, right? If you had to send like 2 lurkers, you might get them all splashed. But now looks like we're gonna be having a mech switch from Ampo. These Zerglings, what are they doing? They're blind or something, just walking directly into the SCV line. Vultures start to come out now, and like I mentioned, I really truly believe that microing these vultures and tanks and laying mines and sieging is a lot more difficult than going for medic marines. I believe so. I feel like it's the case, but anyways, I guess I don't have much of an expert opinion on that, and many of you have said that SK Terran is a lot harder to play. So let's see. Let's see how many mines can Apple lay here. Ample. We need to lay a lot of mines. Sorry, I've been casting a lot. It's almost 5 hours of straight cast for me. There's gonna be a plague and then a dark swarm. The Firebat is not here. There's a single Firebat, but the Marines have to pull back together with the tank. And there's got to be another attack here. We have a nice irradiate, but on the lurker, it's not really useful. You want to do it on the other units. You see these minefields just right outside of Zerg base. You need to have more. You need to have mines in several layers. All across the map is what you need to have, I think, to effectively win the game. These drones are going for some interesting distance mining. Another base is gonna go up for Ampo at the 3 o'clock position. So if Action doesn't hurry up and break out, Ampo mech will crush him. That is something I really, really want to think about. Anyways, this single lurkers will fall. All right, but at the last minute, nice work to destroy, to stop the Terran push. We're gonna be seeing Ampo taking various locations on this map now. I feel like would it be okay for Action to try to switch back into Guardians at some point? All right, nice dark. What a crazy, insane attack there with a well, that was a plague. But before that, we had a splash damage from a mine, drawing enemy fire into friendly fire, and a lot of tanks were destroyed. So that was a nice attack here from Action. 93 supply for Action, 145 for Ampos, and Zerglings have started to break free a little bit. So things are starting to look interesting. And this base is gonna get destroyed, yes or no, maybe. So it looks like vultures are here at just the right moment to snipe the Zerglings. And I need to start to lay more mines. And like I mentioned, I feel like it would be a lot easier to lay individual mines like at random locations on this map, instead of just going out there and laying 3 or 4 mines at the same place, because I feel like you don't remember to micro it, and you only get mine in one location, whereas you want to have mines in different locations. All right, we do have some Guardians here, and this attack by Terran is looking strong, but we have a look at, wow, look at that amazing plague, insane plague. We might even have a mine drag if Action hurries up with a Zergling, but no, at the last minute, he is just gonna stay exactly where these Guardians need to fall back here. Action is not paying attention. He's gonna lose his Guardian. He would take a tank, sure, not bad. And that's gonna be the end. But wow, taking 2 or 3 tanks with the Guardians, wow, that was so effective. But Ampo now with his 4 base is gonna be looking very strong. His mech switch is doing good. He need to make more mines. More mines needed everywhere. Also start to fan across the map, and we're seeing Ampo start to make mines in various locations here, while having a grip on this side of the map. Zerglings, why are they going here? This fortification cannot be busted. It's gonna be better for Action to go for the counterattack. A single Ultras walk right across the minefield. Nicely done. We're gonna be having a mine explosion on the 2 lurkers. No, we don't. And we might have some friendly fire coming up, so this base is gonna be under siege, and Action is coming back. And Ampo has spent so much time in this siege position that he's forgotten that there could be, attacks coming from the other side, and he's not laying enough mines. I think I am gonna just stick with my original theory that you need to have plenty of mines. And look at this, man. You cannot fight Zerg like this when you're going back. You cannot have friendly fire. And now Zerglings are streaming too, and there's gonna be another huge mine explosion that will eat all of those tanks. He's not fast enough. Ampo 220 APM is not fast enough to play mech. He's gonna try to siege on the various locations, and I guess this will be buying some time, but yeah, now there's gonna be some nice attack, and science vessels are not fast enough. These tanks will try to clear these bases, but you need to lay a lot of mines in various locations. Looks like the Ultras will eat up with the tank. There's gotta be another attack on those Ultras, but splash damage is doing great work, and that Ultras is still alive. And more Zerglings are streaming through. Ampo is not making mines fast enough, especially on these areas. He need to have mines here, but he doesn't have it. Now he will have it. Of course, these vultures will buy some time here. And now we'll have mines, but those mines are way too close to the tanks. You have to have mines a bit further out. Anyways, that science vessels is here to arrive and to support that Austrians will find. But more units moving to crazy mine drag that almost destroyed that lurker. Where the last way that lurker is still alive. And there's nothing there to splash the damage on the lurker. More tanks coming out, and Zerglings attacking against the top right. And now Action with his 5 bases is looking rather strong. Looking very strong. The tanks could not keep up. Okay, what happens here? Some idle drones. Action is forgot about these drones. Would it change the outcome of the game? I'm not sure, but there's going to be some tanks. Nicely done. And vultures need to set up more mines. The next wave of Zerg units are coming very soon. Vultures, come on, get your mine set up, and on the low ground preferably, not on the high ground. He's gonna try very hard here. There's gonna be a surround on these Ultras. Nice attack, and the tanks are doing some good shots. That last tank has fallen, and now the tanks have secured this area. Action has kind of lost a chance to assault the 3 o'clock position. He's gonna try to go to the middle area instead. Not a bad idea. He's gonna try to come around and try to break this contain. This contain has been broken kind of before. So now it's gonna be the final straw in the coffin, or the final nail in the coffin, the final straw in the bucket. The final, whatever, swing of the golf club to finish up those areas. And now Zerg units coming from all sides, and these vultures will need to reset up their vulture, their minefields. Looks like Zerg is attacking against this base, but there's just enough tank and non-stop. Ultra is coming from all sides now. We need to have some tanks in siege position, not unsiege tanks. Ultras are looking very strong. But look at this. Tanks with +2 weapons and +2 armor just walking randomly into, confronting the Ultras, head on. But Action now has got how much? 159 supply. We have a command center landing, and that is a very, very funny moments there. And these drones still are forgotten, and they have been forgotten for a while by Action. He must be wondering, why don't I have enough money for all of my operations? But now the next attack from Ampo is coming through. It looks like Action is losing steam. He's gonna try to come to Defiler, get sniped. No, he is sniped indeed at the last minute. We do have some nice Dark Storm to protect here, and Zerglings are trying to come through, but they all died. This other Defiler is gonna get sniped. We will have to eat up a lot of units, but Zerglings are streaming to a single lurker. There is gonna be splash damage. Defiler is gonna have to hurry up. He is not hurrying fast enough, and this Contain is looking very strong, but Action taking up the entire bottom side with new bases that Ampo doesn't know about. Anyways, these tanks are all not splash, but plagued. Vultures coming out, clearing out this base. This base got nothing. No, not even burrowed drones. But the next attack by Action against the bottom right is looking very strong. Not bad. Not bad. This hatchery once again gets sniped for the second time. Ampo though still on just, I guess now he's got the 12 o'clock position, so it's not looking so bad here. And his mech flow is looking very strong. I think he's got possibly +3 and +2 now. 3 weapons and 2 armor, maybe, possibly. But Action taking the entire bottom side, and if he's able to keep those bases, then the income flow will be very strong. This base will fall now. Action doing a counter-attack against the 3 o'clock position. Wow, look at that huge mine explosion. There's going to be more attacking, but without the support of Defiler. But maybe he doesn't need Defiler, just Cracklings, and Ultra's good enough. And looks like this base is 3 o'clock position will fall. Defiler need to go to work now. What is he doing with the Defiler? He's going to cast something. He's not casting it. Zerglings are attacking. Nice. Consume now, and he's gonna cast several Dark Swarm to even kill the tanks on the low ground. The game is gonna go to 23rd minute mark of the game, and we're still seeing a lot of actions, and maybe not a lot of action. We're still seeing ample action happening. That's right. Play on word. I'm a pundit, right? Now there's gonna be some tanks attacking against the 6 o'clock positioned. This base is gonna be under siege. The next wave of attack coming from Action is going through, but looks like the mech ball has been rolling for a while. There's going to be a nice surround here to get some tanks and clear out the Goliaths. Wow! Crazy mine explosion there. That was insane. And looks like there's just not enough steam for Action. He should be able to come out with large defilers, but he finds it difficult. And GG from Action. Wow! Ampo qualifies for round of 24. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye-bye.